by the grace of Procan, and frankly some sizable luck, the ladies managed to overthrow the crew of smugglers and are now the proud owners of the ship, the Sea Ghost. With their task accomplished, the Council have continued their employment with a new endeavor. Investigate what exactly the smugglers were doing in league with the lizard people. Surely it can't be good news for Saltmarsh and its residents. With new orders in hand, the gang boards their new ship. Before they can head off to the lands of the lizard people, they need to outfit the ship with some weapons and more crew. So they head southeast along the coast to Seaton.
In any case, so you left off, you had just captured the boat, and you had freed Oceanus. And when he finally gets a chance to talk to Finea alone, kind of figures out what's going on. That she had thought he was, ignoring her and not responding to her letters, but really he'd been off working as a spy for the city, the sea elf town for quite some time and hadn't been getting his mail, and then he got captured. So he is quite happy to see the woman he's in love with, and she's not so sure about that.
Yes, because
she thought he was ignoring her.
Yeah, and I just kind of was like, well, screw you, I'm gonna go do my own thing.
Yeah, but it wasn't his fault. He was away. He did not get the mail.
I didn't know that.
Well, you do now, so we'll let you deal with that.
You could use the excuse you guys were on a break.
Yeah.
Well,
Something
There's
like
a whole
that.
premise of a British TV show about that. Where
Right.
a couple were together and they got separated by war and their mail never got delivered to each other, so they thought they forgot about the other person.
And Finea, she wrote letters to her family as well, and they just said, no, he hasn't been around, and she just kind of assumed that meant he was studying his wizardly things. Like, well, fine. I guess we're off on our own.
So what's this, what's our new thing
Objective.
called?
Yeah,
What's the title?
Your new quest?
Yes.
Well, when you get back to town, they're very happy you've stopped the smugglers, and they're not too surprised that you're kind of claiming the ship. I am assuming you're claiming the ship.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess your immediate goal is you have to find a crew, but that shouldn't be too hard. You also have to pay for a crew, which also not too hard. In fact, hold on. I got to check. How much did they pay you?
I think it was enough to, wasn't it enough to cover for a year's worth of crew?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right.
Whatever that equates to.
Yeah. Yeah, 200 gold, or 700 for the merchandise.
Yep.
And you got about a year's worth of salary for a crew of 10, which is all you really need. Now, normally, especially on pirate ships, you have a lot higher crew than that. That's because they need boarding parties. So, if with a crew of 10, they can sail the ship. But if you run into any problems, you could be into trouble quickly if you don't have extras. And that basically also assumes the 6 of you, including Ember, will be the boarding parties.
Okay.
Not that I'm saying you're
So
part of it.
it's 10, not counting us.
Yep. I will leave it to you to assign who's captain, who's what, and who gets which cabins. In fact, there, let's take a look at that. I will take notes. Okay, so the ship is called the Sea Ghost, unless you want to rename it. So there are 4 private cabins.
Ooh.
And there are 5 of you, including your new elf, perhaps boyfriend.
I'm
He
not-
certainly wants to be.
I'm not sharing.
Oh, he gets to sleep in the hold? Oh, that's cold.
He gets to sleep with the rest of the crew.
That is cold. Alright. So who gets which cabin? There are 2 nice cabins on the main deck, and there are 2 slightly smaller cabins below that also have access to the 2 secret compartments behind.
Well, I don't mind taking one of the smaller ones because I don't take up that much space.
Okay.
Plus, I do like secret compartments to hide.
I can take one
Okay.
of I can take one of the smaller ones and then maybe have one of the bigger ones for Enya and Ember.
Yeah, I'll say Ember's
Yeah.
gonna
Okay.
add some space.
I'm gonna write this down. So we're gonna assign. Oh, if it'll let me. Okay, do you see that?
Hold on.
I don't know if that actually shows up on yours.
I see the
Okay,
circle,
that-
but I don't see.
Yes,
put anything
that will
there.
be Blackwater Betty's cabin. Okay, and then Leia's the other one.
Yep.
Okay, so the top one will go to Finea, and the bottom one will go to Ember. My mind just went blank. How did my mind go blank?
Enya.
Enya, thank you. I don't have the tokens here right in front of me right now.
At least you remembered the wolf's name.
Yeah. Okay. And so, yeah, you're banishing Oceanus to a different cabin?
For now,
All right. He'll take up residence over here.
I don't know if I've forgiven him yet.
For what?
Trusting in the postal service?
Okay,
Oh,
No,
it's
yeah.
cold. So
You have to-
cold.
Wow.
If he would happen to come and ask me for some wares, should I gently, politely turn him down?
Oh, you can do whatever you like. I mean, he is part of the party. You guys can treat him however you want.
Okay,
You know, it's
just making sure.
And do keep in mind,
Yeah.
he is useful, if nothing
yes,
else. He is a wizard.
I'm just
Yes,
having some personal issues.
that's,
Okay,
that's
don't let
fine.
my personal issues affect how you treat him. He is useful. He has his uses.
We're just making sure that we need to round forces together.
I've got to come to terms with this. I'd already made peace with the fact that he was ignoring me, and I didn't want me
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
I just stayed away.
Just remember, if you try and throw him overboard to get rid of him, he is still a sea elf. That won't actually work.
Well, I wasn't planning on doing that.
Oh, I wasn't speaking to you.
Okay.
That was the rest of them.
Noted.
No, we're enjoying this too much.
Okay.
Popcorn.
Leia,
week-
you
this week
for the time being, you are off entertainment duty.
Right. Oh, and
Yes, ma'am.
just a housekeeping
does
bit,
not
I
need
changed the token for Enya because it was too close to the token for Leia, and it was confusing me.
Oh, okay.
Because, yeah, one big downside to the way we're doing things is I'm running the same game twice in the same week, and it's hard to keep characters straight.
Probably does not help at all that we're not like physically all together.
Yes, if you were
Yeah.
physically here, it'd be much easier to keep things straight. Okay, anyway. Now, the village does actually have a new job for you. They're willing to pay. Because,
I like payment.
yes, well, so
What's the new
you
job?
found out that the smugglers, one of their main things was smuggling weapons. And from the notes you found and the passengers, they seem to be smuggling weapons to lizard folk. And it seems to be a pretty big trade. I mean, you found, what was it, 1,000 gold worth? Or is it 2? I can't remember. Because half was in the lizard folk cabin, half was in the captain's. Let's see. Poison, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, yeah, there was 20 electrum ingots worth 100 EP
Yep.
each. So 2,000 electrum, 1,000 gold. That's a lot of money for a single shipment of weapons, which makes the town think there's more involved than just this one shipment.
Yep.
So now their question is, what are the weapons for? They didn't even know there was a lizard folk colony nearby, and suddenly they find out they're buying weapons by the, well, not quite the boatload, but nearly. So they want you to go out there and find out what's going on. They're hoping for the best, but they're going to start planning for the worst.
Yeah.
They also, if they're going to be using you as agents of the town, they do recommend that you might want to consider getting your ship armed. Get some ballista.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably be a good idea.
For that, you would have to travel to Seaton.
Okay.
That's not far away, though, is it?
No, it's about 25 miles by sea.
Okay. Yeah.
That'll
that's
take
not-
you.
That's not bad.
I think it's about 12 hours. I bookmarked this. Yeah, your ship will get about 2 miles an hour under normal conditions. So it's about half a day's travel to Seaton. So you can travel there and be back in roughly a day.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Smooth
if
sailing,
we're going-
Procan willing.
Yep.
Also, the Electrum you have, there's not really any group here in town big enough to really handle that much money at once, except perhaps your friend, the tiefling merchant. She has enough money for that, but
Well, when we go to Seaton, it'll there'll be somebody there. You think?
Yeah, well, Seaton's a much larger town. It
Okay.
was about the same size as Saltmarsh, but then the king decided to use it as his main naval base, so it's very much a naval town now.
Well,
Which
then
the
let's head
locals
over
don't
there
particularly
and,
care for, but it has made them more prosperous and come with its share of problems, but that's a different issue.
Well, let's go take care of our ship, get it armed for bear, because sounds like we're gonna need it.
Quite. All right.
Okay, and I'm assuming Bardic Inspiration has already been cast.
Yes, that's
Okay.
his. Now, which reminds me. I didn't realize you couldn't see this. More housekeeping stuff. So right now,
Okay.
can you see the 2 bars above your character's tokens?
I can.
Yes,
Yes.
I can.
Yeah, just
If I
my
zoom in, yes.
just my character though.
Oh,
Yeah.
just
That
your
would-
own.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have mine in.
All right, because I do kind of want it to be shown to everybody. So let me modify
Yeah, because
the
they're hidden.
originals.
So we can help out if anyone's low. We can just look.
So you should be able to now see all of them for Finea. Should go down the line. Did that work?
Okay.
All I have
I'm
is
getting.
a box, a white screen.
Yeah. I can see all the tokens with the bars, but I don't see anything else.
I don't even see the tokens.
I see my own numbers, and then I'm seeing a whole bunch from it looks like previous players when I scroll up.
Yeah. So ignore
Oh,
those.
demo.
The ones above you. You want
Yeah.
just there's the row of
Yeah.
5 and then Ember below.
Yeah, I see the numbers on mine, but just the bars on the others. So no numbers on anybody other than me.
Okay. You know what? we're going to do this the simple way. I'm going to walk over and see what Chrissy can see on her screen.
Oh, I better unlock the door.
That works.
How convenient.
Okay, you can see the bars. Yes. Okay. See hit points and temporary hit points. There's no numbers. What? There's no numbers.
Yeah, you can see colors, no numbers.
There's no numbers. But at least you can see more or less.
Yes. That's what I was trying to explain.
Colors, yes. Numbers, no.
Okay,
Rachel,
yeah, I
you
got
may
no
want to
clue.
cut this part out.
All right. So I just
Save
took
it for the
away
blooper
part
reel.
of Enya's life. Does it show up?
Yes.
Okay. Then we're going to call that good. You can't see the numbers, but you can at least see percentages, roughly. So, I have no idea what this silly program is doing. Okay, back to the Sea Ghost. And next thing you gals need to do is figure out your watch rotation.
Oh, boy.
I want you to set this so I don't have to ask every time.
Okay.
Now,
Well, I can take first watch.
okay, before we... Alright, so there are 5 of you, and at least 3 of you have dark vision.
I was gonna say that
Ooh, yeah, we
I'll
should see
do,
who has
like-
dark vision. Yeah.
do like
Okay, I'm going to just make a note. Okay. I'll change that back to black. Alright. Watches. First watch. It did not work. What are you doing? Okay. First watch. Who gets first watch?
That is okay. Does that need to be somebody with night vision or?
Well, you figure there's 5 of you, and
Mhm.
and 3 of you have dark vision, and 3 of you have trance.
Okay.
So, just assign Enya, Finea, and Oceanus to a watch, and then 2 of them get a second person.
Okay.
oh, okay.
So who gets? Who wants? So Leia and Betty,
Mhm.
which watch do you want?
I don't care.
Yeah,
Let's
it
see.
doesn't matter to me.
Okay, I have trance. Oh, the elves have trance, so that means we don't have to sleep so much.
That's the other option. You could put Leia and Betty on first watch while the 3 elves trance, and then they just
Okay.
watch the rest of the night.
Yeah, that's.
We could do that.
Leia, and then Betty, and Ember will be your help there.
Okay.
And I guess Enya is in for all kinds of awkwardness.
Yeah, she. Yeah.
All right.
Try not to show it, but she's not exactly happy with the situation. You know Zimbo.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Okay, so I have that there. I'm going to put it back to the GM layer so it's not in the way for you guys, but I do have it written down.
Okay.
Okay, so you have a quest. You're going to go investigate the lizard folk. You have 2 options, realistically.
Okay.
You take your boat to Seaton and then head to the lizard folk, or you send your boat without you to Seaton, and the 5 of you travel overland to the lizard folk lair and investigate that.
Hmm.
Well, let's see. Do we think that they know that we've taken the ship?
They, realistically, unless there's magic involved, they wouldn't be able to know.
Okay.
Okay.
Because if they've been getting weapons from these guys, we could jump them, and they think, oh, we're getting more stuff, and no, it's somebody coming to put a stop to it.
Okay, so your job is to your suggestion is to
Gonna
ambush the
Or
these folk who come to pick up the
in
goods?
some way, like, or even just pretend that we're part of the mercenary group and figure out what's going on, see what they'll
Okay.
tell us.
Worth noting, just to make sure you know, the weapons that were intended for them were seized by the town, and they're now being used for their folk.
But they don't know that. As far as we know, they're expecting a delivery.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
but you do not have the delivery to give.
Right.
And we don't know how many deliveries have already been made, so
No, you don't.
Right. We just say
I don't necessarily want to part from the ship.
Yeah,
Right.
no, that's what I'm thinking.
We just got her.
Yeah.
We don't want to lose her.
but we do want to wait and get fitted out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right, so
I think
Seaton first,
yeah,
and
we'll go
then
Seaton
head to
first.
Yeah.
then head afterwards to the list folk lair. You have a general idea of where it is thanks to the map that was with the goods, so you're fine there. And in the time it'll take you to get to Seaton, get your stuff bought and all of that, it'll be past time for the meeting anyway, so. Okay. I'm going to change map here for a moment. Okay, what time are you going to set? Not that. What time are you going to set out for Seaton? Like I said, it's about a 12-hour trip.
So probably in the morning.
Say early morning, probably being closer.
All right. So,
No point wasting daylight.
Right.
okay. So if you
And
leave,
the seas are better in the mornings during daylight hours anyway.
all right. So you leave. Figure 6 in the morning. You'll get to Seaton about 7 in the evening. All right. It's about 2 p.m. Let's see. Okay. So it's middle of the afternoon. You have your crew. They're off doing crewy things.
Things.
Yes.
Swabbing the deck.
Technical term that. Okay. So here is your crew. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, where do you want your crew? Figure one at the wheel, one at the keel, one in the crow's nest. Figure 2 handling rigging. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's half of them. So maybe the other half sleeping?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
5 on, 5 off, or whatever.
Yep. Okay. Alright, so where are the 5 of you during the voyage? What are you up to?
Well, I'm gonna be checking things, making sure that there's no storms. Procan is sufficiently appeased.
Okay. Probably best to do that from your cabin, so you can sit and pray and whatnot.
Yes.
Alright. So go ahead and move your characters where you wish, and you know what you're up to.
Okay.
and he doesn't want to like.
Looks like I
Too
am where I
much
am.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you handling the whole?
You're back on a boat!
Doing fine.
I could probably petition Procan on your behalf and help you with the seasickness if you have any.
And Leia could come pay you a visit and maybe sing you some songs. You up for that?
Oh, come on, hang out with me and Emma.
Okay.
Sing some sea shanties.
Because Emma's tasting the room.
Yo ho, yo ho.
Yo.
I don't know.
A bar's life for me. Give Ember some snacks. Maybe some belly rubs.
She's been working very hard recently.
Yes,
Yeah,
give her,
she's
give her some
definitely been
praise.
earning her keep.
Yes.
So all of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so in this case, looks like you guys get 3 checks. Let us see how well your dudes do. Well, not great would seem to be the good way of describing that.
Oh boy, fun.
Wow.
Mhm.
Where
Yeah.
did we find these guys?
Well, the answer honestly is in a bar. That's where you would go to find members at short notice.
Surprise!
So, there you go. Okay, so let's see how well I do with my ambush. Dun dun dun.
I knew something like this was gonna happen.
Yeah, happened,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the storms all figured out, but
Yep.
the bandits
It's
type
it's
stuff.
definitely smooth sailing. That's not an issue.
Do we have some traitors in our midst?
Well, I'll let you know once you can see what's attacking you, because you don't even know what's going on yet. I get a surprise round.
Oh no.
Man.
Oh boy.
Okay. So, round 1. I have 2 creatures for each of the dudes on deck. So we'll start top left and work our way through. Oh, well, surprise, so
Alrighty then.
Wow, we're having fun.
Oh yeah.
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 Wow, your guy on the keel is one tough hombre. He is not down, which means
We
we will
hired
get a
them.
warning.
We hired them for their brawn, not for their brains.
Or their eyes, apparently. But hey, you
I
know,
guess.
maybe this will incentivize you to find some officers.
I suppose so.
Yeah, because right now you're the officers.
They were
Okay, Miss.
not ideal pickings in Saltmarsh.
Yeah.
The way things are going, we may have to hire all new crew. in Seaton.
Yeah. Looking like almost.
And not because we have to fire anybody, just because.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hey, but look at it this way, you know, saving on that very first round of paychecks.
Yes.
Yeah?
Maybe.
What else they brought with them? Ravage their pockets?
Okay, so without warning, a whole bunch of fish people leap out of the ocean onto the ship and start attacking the crew.
Elaborate.
Before they even know what's going on, 3 of the so the 2 crew on the main deck and the crew member at the wheel are on the ground unconscious, bleeding. And the crew member in the crow's nest is hit with 2 spears that are thrown, and he also falls down unconscious. The crew member at the keel, however, is, at the back of the deck, is able to get past his surprise and dodge some attacks from the fish people. He is still injured, but he is awake and alert and is able to bellow out a warning while ringing the bell. Attack,
Yeah.
attack, we are under attack.
Oh,
So
lovely.
now I need everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
And I need to make space.
Oops, I gotta select myself. Where am I? There I am. There we go.
Okay, that was decent.
Mhm.
Ugh. Once again, Ember outshining us all.
Yeah, shit, it looks like she and I are tied.
Okay. I need to roll for the creatures in a moment. Oh, and your crew, actually. Oh, come on. Behave, computer. Help fix the right layer.
This is always happening. I didn't like vote in the first place, and now twice this happened.
Well, your ship's not on fire yet or anything, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep it that way.
Wait. Yes. Bite your tongue. There will be no incendiary happenings aboard this ship.
Okay, and since for now I will control Oceanus, but you gotta give him orders of what you want him to do.
Okay.
Unless
Help?
you feel you're ready to control him.
No. Do I need to do initiative for him or?
No, I'll pull it up. Since
Okay.
I'm still controlling him for now.
Question, how do you say these fish people's names?
Wait, what was that?
I
The
was
name of the
like,
fish people.
how do you
Yeah.
pronounce that?
Oh, Sahagin.
The
Sahara.
hog gun.
Yep. And being that all of you are seafaring folk, you will definitely recognize these are
Oh,
Sahagin
oh,
once you
some
can
of us.
see them. You can't right now, obviously. Okay. So you have been warned. And it's still during the day, so you have your armor on and everything. So it is Ember's turn first. What does she do?
Rushes out and bites the closest.
Alright. Well, he didn't know she was there, so say she gets surprised. So she does hit.
Okay.
Oh, that hurt.
She likes the meaty bits.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's gotten used to seafood by this point.
Yep.
Good, because there's plenty of it.
Yep.
Okay, so I've marked all the different dudes. Okay, it is now Leia's turn.
Okay.
The door is open and you can see a whole bunch of Sahagin just lined up down the row.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna move a little bit closer to Ember and off to the side, and I am going to try going with the red one that Ember bit with my light crossbow.
Well, that will definitely hurt. Not kill it though.
Okay.
Okay, it's my turn. This guy's gonna move to here and attack Ember. Bite and spear. Spear will miss. Actually, no. No, they will both hit.
Ooh, owie.
Yeah, one thing. This is common knowledge. Sahagin are particularly dangerous because they're kind of related to sharks, and so they will go into a blood frenzy. So against anyone not at full hit points, they have advantage on their attack rolls. So he just did 14 points of damage to Ember. Luckily, temporary hit points will go first, so it's only 9. Okay. Next up is this fellow. Well, he's going to head into here, looking for more crew, not find any, and keep pushing on into here. So his turn is done. This guy follows, does not see anything. Enya, it is your turn. Okay, I can barely hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, this again. This better?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Gonna attack the red one.
Okay. So the one who's been bit and hit with the crossbow bolt so far. All right.
Don't forget Hunter's Mark.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yep, so move, bonus action, Hunter's Mark. Okay. Go ahead. Your attack roll. Well, even that without the Hunter's Mark damage, or the bonus from it being a humanoid, that one is dead.
Yay!
And I was actually gonna ask, are these considered humanoid or not?
Yes, they are. Oh.
Okay.
One thing I just realized, I have not rolled initiative for the guards. Let me do that real quick.
Okay.
Well, not the guards, the sailors use the same stats,
Ah.
but they're sailors. All right, we missed. Okay, so the sailors. Sorry, again, they use bandit stats. The sailors down below are just waking up, so this round they will not take actions.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's Finea's turn.
Okay, so
We have 4 injured, maybe dead troops.
Okay, so I
And
come
you
out of
are-
my cabin. I see
Okay.
this guy here, the green one. So
Yep.
I will do Sacred Flame. There.
Yep, you hit.
Good.
Okay.
And then trying to decide if it's worth. Yeah, I'll do Cure Wounds on, or well,
It has to be healing word.
or yeah, I meant Healing Word. That one on this guy.
Okay, so he is stabilized,
Okay.
so no longer dying.
I've got to cast it. Okay. And that's my turn.
All right, so he's no longer dying. He is out of the fight for the time being. All right, so another one of your dudes wakes up, starts grabbing his stuff. Okay. Oh, it's this one up here. Now he is lost the element of surprise, however, he does have his blood frenzy going on. Oh, he only hit once. But that is enough. The man who survived the surprise is now down. Okay, the one next to him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moves to here. Is going to attack Ember. And will hit both times.
Ouch.
10 points of damage. Yeah, them having advantage on attacks is pretty brutal. Okay, 2 more of your sailors wake up, start getting ready. Betty, it's your turn.
Oh boy. Safely down below deck.
Yeah.
I was just reading a book.
Well, hey, at least you weren't asleep.
Yeah.
And just imagine the little halfling wandering around the deck stabbing people in a nightgown.
Yeah.
Not that I don't doubt she would.
Wouldn't be the first time. All right. So let's see. I'm on
Betty
the same.
just asked you when you did the stripper beauty rest.
So I'm on the same deck as the guys that are still waking up. So
Yes, but there is a staircase
yeah,
in your cabin leading out.
yeah. So I guess I go up the stairs, and that what
Oh.
pops me out there,
Yeah.
thereabouts.
Yep.
And let's see here. So I can go after what? This one, the blue one?
Yeah, although you have to move at least to here and open the
Okay.
door.
Oh, yeah. Pesky
Oh, wait.
doors, always getting in the way.
Yeah. Now, is Leia in this space or this space?
I'm in that space, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, make sure we're good. Yeah, because you were in Enya's cabin when this started. All right.
Yes.
So, who are you going to attack?
Gonna attack
Blue?
them. Yeah, the blue one.
All right.
With. How close am I? Not close enough?
You're right next to him.
Okay, yeah, so I'm right next to him, so.
No, he doesn't realize you were there, so you get surprised in this attack.
Got me selected there.
Looks like it came off.
Okay.
Couldn't tell if it was working or not because I didn't have
Yeah,
myself
so
selected
I've got
at first.
short, offhand. $17 points of damage
Nice.
total. Not quite enough to kill him, but nearly.
But I can make it hurt.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Alright, it's one of my dudes. Which one of my dudes? Ah, it's the dude up top. He's gonna come down off of the main deck. He sees his dudes in there. He sees the dudes here. So move up to Finea.
Crap.
Uh-huh.
Now, his first attack misses, his second attack misses.
Yay.
Good.
Okay, it's this guy's turn. He barges into Oceanus's cabin. It's like
Uh-oh.
meat.
We don't
Okay,
get
his
to
first
shoot like
attack
quite
is
yet.
on 19. Oceanus is going to cast Shield, which means both attacks miss.
Okay.
And finally, it's this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. He can't reach anybody, so he's going to throw a spear at Finea.
Ah, stupid fish people.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, and keep in mind, Finea absolutely hates these dudes. Like,
with a passion.
Hatfields and McCoys doesn't even begin to start at how
Ooh,
much the
boy.
Sahagin and the Sea Elves hate each other.
Gotcha.
Like, yeah, these are your absolute nemesis. You really, really hate them, and they've been trying to eat your people forever. And that's not figurative, that's literal.
Gotcha.
Okay, this other one moves. He's going to attack Finea as well. Okay, well, I do not hit either. Because he does not have advantage against you yet. Because you are still at full hit points. Oh, we have some headset issues?
Yeah, looks like.
Okay, well, give her
Yeah,
a moment
my
to...
speakers aren't working properly. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you guys are coming through my computer speakers, not my headphones, and I don't know what happened or why.
Okay.
I may have to get off for a second. Sorry.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay,
It'll be a
good.
while before it's your turn again, so we'll just keep going.
All right.
Because it's Oceanus' turn now, and he's got a dude right in front of him, so I assume the orders are kill everything?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it ain't one of us or one of the crew, kill it.
Yes. Oceanus, turn into the Hulk and smash, please.
Okay, well... He is going
Whatever
to use
version.
a fun little spell called Dragon's Breath. Okay, and so he just basically breathes. What are the options? Because he's not going to do fire for obvious reasons.
Exactly.
We don't need to vote on fire again.
Yeah.
No.
Please don't.
He's actually going to go with cold to do the least damage to the surroundings.
Okay.
And, yeah,
So
so
it's
he
gonna
just
get a
breathes
little
a cone
chilly.
of cold at the dude in front of him, who I'm pretty sure is going to fail. Oh, yeah. 15 points of cold damage. It's also an AoE spell, but there's no one else in range. That's okay. Wait. No, I take it back. You move there.
Yay! Even better.
Yeah. Because he hates these guys too.
I'm a person, not your pizza.
Exactly.
Right.
You weren't making fish sticks out of me, I'm making fish sticks out of you.
Alright.
Ember needs
Still
doggy
round
treats.
one.
Yes.
Okay. The
Exactly.
last of your sailors is now awake and grabbing his gear.
Yay!
And it is round 2. This has been 6 seconds
Oh boy.
after you guys got ambushed.
Okay. How is
'Kay.
Ember? I don't see hit points
Ember is
on
at
her.
3.
Yeah, Ember has 3
Okay.
hit points.
Okay, I'm going to do what would be the best for Ember. Would it be Cure Wounds or Healing Word?
Well, okay. Cure Wounds does more healing,
Okay.
but there's still 2 guys on her. So maybe
Okay.
Healing Word followed by stabbing the guy who's the most hurt.
Okay. Sounds good. That's what we'll do. We are going to do Healing Words on Ember.
Anytime you can heal and attack is a good day.
Yeah. What level can I go
Well,
to?
you can do first and second level spells. It'll just heal more, but uses up your higher level abilities to do it.
I'll do level 1.
Okay.
And then
All right.
then I will do. We're gonna go Rapier on the one with the most.
Yep.
Hit points.
Well,
Wow.
you just stabbed straight through his
Yes.
eye, and it came out the back end.
Woohoo!
Sweet.
He
I'm
is
so
very,
proud.
Yeah.
very dead.
Somebody your own size.
Seriously.
But-
You leave our Wolfie alone.
Okay.
Ember,
Now,
Ember
are you going to
Kill.
move at all? You're still in the cabin.
I'm gonna move out by Ember.
Okay, so you probably want to
Right
move.
there.
Well, if you move to there, this guy here will try and stab you.
Okay, so where should I?
But if you move to here, he doesn't get the opportunity.
Like that?
Yeah. So you just move kind of through Ember's space and
Yep. Okay.
set up there, which will also help defend.
And
Yep.
you're not
Hey.
in range of the other guy.
Yep. All right, it's Ember's turn.
And Ember is going to fight.
And Ember gets advantage on attack rolls because a member
I'm
of
right
her
next to
pack
her.
is right next to her. Yes.
Yep.
Ooh.
So you hit.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, that
Shoot twice.
took a good chunk off of him. He's not dead yet, but he's hurting. Okay,
Sure,
now
some
it's turn
stuffing.
for 2 of your buddies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So one of the sailors comes up, sees the Sahagin in front of him, kind of dances around him to leave room for his buddies to come up. Now he's going to attack with his scimitar.
Yay.
Fortunately, he misses, but he's in the fight
Darn
now.
That's for you.
Yay.
Yep.
Ooh, but yay.
1, 2, 3. Okay, this one's actually going to move to here, and he's going to try and stabilize his buddy.
Okay.
So this sailor is still unconscious, but he's not bleeding out anymore. Alright. Okay, this is Hagen over here, having gone through those 3 empty rooms, opens the door and finds Oceanus. So he is going to attack Oceanus with a spear and a bite. Let's see. Oceanus hasn't had his second turn, has he? Nope. Okay, so shield is still active then, so he misses.
Yay!
Because shield lasts until the start of his next turn.
Nice.
Okay. It's this guy's turn. He's going to try and crowd in here and get to Oceanus. He has a very bad angle, but he's still going to try. And no, he misses terribly. Hey, Enya, it is your turn.
How's my angle for?
If you move up a square, you can physically stab the Lasahagen on Ember, but a bow will be tricky.
Alright, I'll try stabbing.
Well, even before you add in the +2 or the D6, he is actually dead.
Yeah.
I didn't need the extras.
Yeah, so you can actually still, since you didn't move your mark to him, you can now mark someone else instead this turn.
Okay. I'll mark the green guy.
Green guy? Okay.
They all kind of green, aren't they?
Hunter's mark. Okay. Just checking what's in there. Finea, it is your turn.
Okay,
So
I've
the
got
2 guys on the deck are stabilized, but the 3 up above are not. 1 at the wheel, 1 at the back, and 1 in the crow's nest.
trying to think, because I have Shatter, and I've got these 2 guys right in front of me.
Yep. Although that would also hit 1 of the downed sailors and the mast.
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe I will forego that. And I could do Sacred Flame on Yellow Dude here, and then do some Healing Word on this guy in the mast? Or is that too far away?
The mast is... No, it's in range.
Okay,
And luckily for you, he's slumped over the side of the crow's nest, so you can still see him.
okay.
So I'll mark
So-
him as no longer dying.
Okay,
And
so
make my
there's-
deck save.
Yep.
I did
Oof.
terribly.
Sacred Flame.
That was terrible.
And then
Like,
Healing
I physically
Word
can't
on
roll
my-
worse. Okay.
Luckily, not a hobbit and didn't have that. Or whatever that's called.
You know what? Let me look at something. 6. Okay. Just doing... it's big battle, but, So it happens when you get hirelings. Things get complicated.
Yeah. Well, we needed someone to drive.
Yes.
But
All I do is pray to Procan and make sure that the waves are not too choppy.
I don't want Enya driving. She's not.
okay. So another Sahagin leaps out of the ocean
Oh,
right there.
Nice.
It's hard to tell because fish person, but you think female, and she is also dressed a little fancier.
oh great. That's never a good sign.
Nope.
Yep.
Lovely.
It's like is she a princess or something?
Well, something, because when she let's see. She
Please don't tell me
points
it's Mama.
and a kind of a trident made of force pops
Oh,
into the
lovely.
existence next to Finea.
Oh, crud. This is not cool.
And I hit Finea finally.
Oh.
Oh, crud.
Finally.
10 points
Wow.
of force damage.
Ouch.
So keep in mind, you are now below max, which means I get advantage on you. Because their bloodlust is now up.
Great.
Okay. Speaking of...
So what, I got 10 points.
Yeah.
Well, would it be?
Oh,
Oh,
I
no,
guess
wait.
Would it be
that's her whole
5?
turn.
No, would it be
Wait,
5?
it would only be
because of
5 because of my,
Yes.
Because of the guardian.
I took the 5 off first, so you're at 37 of 42.
okay. I was just putting it in my sheet.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay. Then, on the other side of the boat, another one appears.
Seriously?
Yep.
Guys, we should have done the land.
Yeah, but then we
Way to run into something
left
on
with these
land.
yahoos, and we would have lost the ship completely.
Wait.
At least with us here, we have a chance of keeping the ship.
Yes.
Maybe.
We would have run into something over land.
Yeah.
It just happens.
You have a good point there.
Oh, crud.
I miss Leia with the second magical spear. Trident.
Thank heavens.
Okay, now it's some of your dudes' turns.
Come on, what are we paying you for? Not to stand around and look pretty.
Come on, punch something. Make them bloody them up. Maybe they'll go bloodlust on each other.
Hit something, please. Not us.
Well, he just stabbed that Hagen right there. And killed it.
Yay!
Thank
Yay!
you. Earn your keep.
It's time to earn your paychecks.
Okay.
Yes, gotta be brats.
Alright, so the one up here moves to the railing and tries to stab down at Finea.
What the heck?
He can't reach you with his bite, though.
But still.
What you get if the people reach. Wait.
Okay, 6 points of piercing to Finea. Alright. He's not doing as
Wait.
good.
He hit?
Yes, with an 18.
Oh.
Yeah,
Does he have
he has
advantage?
advantage because you're
Oh.
bloodied.
Okay.
Right. Your sailor is up. He's going to try and stab the spellcasty one.
Good. Do some damage.
Not much. Okay, Oceanus is under attack.
Okay.
Well, he's going to have to cast shield again, but it will miss.
Okay.
Alright, and now another one on Finea. Oh, that was the wrong one. Ignore that.
Okay.
You did not get crit. I did still hit you twice, though. For a total of 9 points of damage. Okay, Betty, it is your turn.
Hit with the stabby hugs, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the green in front of you is hurt pretty badly. And the weapon, you can walk right through it. It's not actually there.
Okay. Like that, then?
Yep.
It's not there. Okay.
Alright, let's see your first attack. Surprise stabby hug.
Yep.
Okay, I need sneak attack. Totally dead. Wait, hold on. What just happened? Okay, so the first one is dead with the sneak attack damage.
Okay.
Your second attack with the offhand would hit, and would do 6 points of damage to yellow here.
Nice.
So he's hurt, but not quite that badly yet. Okay, it's Oceanus's turn. He
Do
is
some more of that breathing.
surrounded and trapped. Well, he's going to repeat his attack.
Don't blame him. That worked.
Okay. 10 points of cold damage. Purple. Oh wait, he didn't need to cast a shield yet. It was still active.
Oh,
This is only now his second turn.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, so purple dies.
Yay.
And he's actually just going to stay where he is because he can fight both of them just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's one of your other dudes. Whose turn is it? Oh, it's the last guy in the hold. It's his turn. He comes up. He's going to...
He was really asleep.
Oh,
Really?
it's only been about 10 seconds. That's pretty good
That's
response
right.
time.
Yeah.
He's going to try and crossbow the priesty looking one.
Yay.
And he hits.
Nice.
Alright. Now it's turn for the two Finea healed. They kind of stagger up to their feet and pull their crossbows. They get a little bit of surprise because they were not expected. Okay. Round 3. Okay, so the two remaining unconscious guys are getting worse. They could die soon.
Oh, boy.
Well, I'm doing my best.
Yeah, well, one's up at the wheel, one's at the back. Those are the two that are left. Okay, it's Ember's turn.
Ember rushes to the yellow guy.
Okay. And she has advantage on the attack roll. Totally hits.
Nice.
Good doggy.
Good, Wilby.
Oh, I need to... I forgot to roll this. Don't forget to remind me to roll. See if they fall prone or not.
Okay.
The yellow has fallen prone.
Yay.
Got yanked off his feet. Leia, it's your turn.
Okay.
So the priestess-looking one in front of you is hurt a little bit.
Okay.
One marked in yellow over by Finea and Ember is hurt
Ember.
fairly badly.
Okay.
And on the main deck, that's actually all that's left.
Okay. I'm going to try now. What would be better for me to do, a rapier or the crossbow on priestess?
Well, it's about the same, honestly.
Okay.
Now, can you cast Healing Word?
Yes, I can.
Okay, you might want to consider that for one of the two remaining
Okay.
sailors that are hurt. But you can
Okay,
do that
I'll-
with the attack.
Okay. I'll do light crossbow and then I'll do healing word.
Crossbow will miss, unfortunately.
Shoot. Okay.
Healing Word, however, will work.
Yay.
He's actually feeling much better.
Yay. Good.
Okay. Alright, Bandit. Sailor dude is going to use crossbow bolt. Pew pew. Okay, Enya, it's your turn.
Enya finally comes out of the room and uses Hunter's Mark on the priestess.
Okay. And then attacks with her bow. Okay, 22 to hit. So that's 8 damage plus Hunter's Mark.
Yay.
Priestess dies.
Yay.
One of the magical spears disappears. Okay. Oh, up next are both the guys on Oceanus. So 4 attacks against him.
Okay. Now he still has his shielding, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they all 4 of them miss. All he has to do is cast shield again.
Okay.
So he's cast it twice now. All 4 attacks miss. See, and he's got well, Oceanus is kind of the anti-wizard, and then he's a lot tougher than he looks. He would have to take at least 17 points of damage before he starts taking actual damage.
Wow. Nice.
Because he has temporary hit points from the lovely bard,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a personal force field.
Sweet.
Okay, it's one of your sailor buddies. He's going to use his crossbow. And yellow falls over dead.
Nice.
Arrow sticking out of his ear.
Sweet.
Fortunately for him, he's not Fester Adams to go, hey, nice shot. I actually quite liked that movie. I was pleasantly surprised. The animated Addams Family really did keep the feel of the other ones while being a little goofier. Anyway, that was his turn. Finea, it's your turn. There are actually no targets right next to you. There's a guy above you, like stabbing down with his spear, and behind him there is the last unconscious sailor who is really not doing so good, because this is now round 3. You could just run around and get to the staircase and get up top just fine. There's no one in the way anymore.
I think our microphone's gone out again.
Are you guys asking anyone else not here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not here.
So
Okay,
clicking
can
on
you hear me?
There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. There we go.
Okay,
I
so
can
you run around up to
crossbow.
the quarter deck.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my crossbow here.
All right.
Back to the thing. Oh, stop. Sorry, I've got the baby. She keeps pulling on things. She is...
Yeah, she does
wants
that.
to play.
Hey.
Ah,
Okay.
crap.
Well, your
Come on,
crossbow
let me
attack's
do
going to miss.
Alright, well, I will heal our little sailor buddy.
Okay.
So he's not dying.
Yep. Okay. All right. Is the second priestess's turn. She's going to attack Leia with her spiritual weapon.
Red.
That will match. That will hit. 9 points of force damage. That takes out your temporary
Okay.
and takes out 4 points besides. Oh, and worth pointing out, you can choose different targets each time you use your look at me, I'm so pretty. So
Okay.
you can give the sailors temporary hit points too
Oh, okay.
as a bonus action, and you can now do that.
Okay.
Is it 4 times a day? I think.
Okay. Now, where do I click for that?
Well, since that's a set ability, so you just tell me you're doing it and who gets it.
Okay, I'm doing that. Whichever sailors need it the most.
Okay. Well, it's not quite your turn yet, but
Okay, when we get there.
when it is,
Okay.
yeah. So just
I'm
something to keep
feeling
in
we're gonna
mind.
need it. Yep.
And let's see, there's 10 of them. Yeah, if you're really that paranoid, you could actually cast it on them at the beginning of the day when you're on the ship. That will mean you
Okay.
can't cast it on the party as often.
Okay. Something to think about.
So it's always good to go outside the box. Anyway, so
Yep.
the Hagen Priestess attacks you with the trident and then is going to use Guiding Bolt.
Ooh.
Now, the good news is
Uh-huh.
Bloodlust doesn't work on spells. So she does not have advantage, so she misses.
Good.
That's good.
Otherwise, that would have been a crit and 8
Yeah, I was gonna say,
damage
that-
against someone.
Yeah.
That would have hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the sailors, he is going to attack the crossbow and miss. That's okay. This guy's going to rush in and try and bite Finea.
Ember's only supposed to be the one doing the biting around.
Right?
Exactly.
A stab and a bite, total of 9 points of damage.
Lovely.
Okay, another sailor. He's up. You little blimey gits, I'm going to... And he, like, goes into a very long stream of profanities, but doesn't manage to hit anything. So he was unconscious just a few seconds ago.
The blue streak across the
Yes.
across the deck.
It's his sailor's pride. He has to.
Yep.
Alright, up next, another of the sailors.
I'm
Back to
quickly
his
writing down
crossbow.
some of those words I've never heard before.
Because he's a sailor, he's been all over the place. He can swear in at least 5 different languages.
He's very fluently.
And I'm taking advantage of that. I need some more to my repertoire.
You speak sailor.
And you're like, huh, I hadn't considered that Sea Elvish would consider the earth a curse word. And apparently some euphemisms for air are swear words in Dwarvish. The sky is a terrible thing when you're a dwarf.
Leah's jotting some of these down because she might be able to sell these later on to some people.
All right, it's Betty's turn. Now, the battle actually has turned fairly well. There is one Sahagin up the upper back, a priestess at the fore, and then there's 2 Sahagin wailing away at Oceanus's force field in the cabins. And that's actually it at the moment.
At the moment, he said.
Moment.
Yes, at the moment. I always say at the moment. Because it can always get worse.
I am going to...
Now, the priestess you can see quite clear.
Yeah. Let's see how I do with my short bow.
Okay. That will hit.
Hopefully.
Oh, yeah, that was a different attack. That will still hit.
Yep.
But I need the sneak attack damage too.
Oh.
So 2d6, I believe.
Here we go.
Alright, 13 points of damage.
Sweet.
Oh, I didn't notice that. If you right click on the map and drag, it'll scroll. I didn't know it would do that.
Ah, it does.
It
That's
does.
Okay.
fancy.
It's Oceanus's turn. He's going to breathe cold on the dudes again. And they fell miserably. Yeah, the fun thing about this ability is he casts it once, and then he can use it 10 times.
Nice.
Well, up to 10 times. Dragon Breath is a fun spell. Well, oh, I guess that's sooner than I thought. Here's that for now I was talking about.
Do it.
A big fish person appears.
Oh, great.
Oh, lovely.
Where is he going to land? Let's see.
Oh,
Oh, crap.
Well, I
Jack
guess
Papa?
that's the best place he can hit. It's less crowded.
Yep.
So yeah,
Betty, Jack, take him on his ankles.
yep. I think Betty has been identified as a chicken nugget.
Excuse me.
Well, take it up with him.
On a chicken nugget, you oversized squid.
Okay, luckily for you. Wait, well, let's see. How much
there were at
damage does
least
he
3
do?
stickers in that little exchange.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so he hits you with his
Oh.
bite, does 8 points of damage. That will knock you below max hit points, which means the follow-up trident attack does hit because he has advantage. And that does another 8 points of damage.
Ouch.
Betty,
yeah,
are you
that
still
hurt.
with us?
The third
Man.
attack missed, though. So. Yeah, she's only at 24 out of 35. She's not in too much trouble yet. And now the sailors are cursing up even a bigger storm, and they're all pointing at the big guy. It's like, bring him down! But his shot misses.
Fish dinner for everybody.
Yep. Dun dun dun.
I've turned off of seafood by the time this is over.
Yes. Kid.
What? Seriously? Seriously?
Yep. Okay, so first up, he bites the nearest dude. Oh.
Oof.
Oh.
Ouch.
Guy.
Well, the
Yikes.
good news is it doesn't kill him outright, but he is not feeling it today. And then his second attack is going to hit the this guy here. Oh, two down.
Crap.
Seriously, we
Third
just
attack.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so to recap, 2 big fish people got on board. 1 bit Betty, and the other took out 3 of your sailors.
I think a couple of those I healed.
One of them, yes.
No.
Okay,
Yeah, I
speaking
helped,
of,
and I
it's
think I
time
killed
for
the other one.
the 3 bandits, sailors who you healed. One up in the crow's nest, and the one over here. We're going to focus fire on the one in Finea. Try and get him out of the fight. Okay. And oh, the one at the wheel is up too. He's gonna actually go. No, he's gonna focus fire too. The priestess isn't paying attention to him, and he wants the healer not being attacked.
That's very much appreciated.
Uh-huh.
Bonuses if we live.
Yes. Yay!
Okay. All right.
Amber.
Amber.
Boy.
Ember
Shoot
is
boy.
So there's 2 big guys and the priestess. And the 2 that are messing with Oceanus. That's it.
Whoa.
It's been a
Ember,
very
huh?
grueling 18 seconds.
I was gonna say this has not been long, technically, has it?
No, yeah, this has been a very frantic fight. It's like they jumped on board, took out your dudes. The warning was raised. You all rushed out. Big flurry of fights. And then the priestesses show up, and then the big guys show up. It's not even been half a minute yet. But it's Ember's turn.
Yeah.
There's
And
a-
Emma's gonna take a bite out of the
Big
big
guy.
blue one.
All right, go right ahead. Pack
Aim for the
tactics.
ankles.
All right, you hit. 11 points of damage. Ah, really? The big guy falls over.
Nice.
Look, that
he
might
fall
not have been
overboard?
good.
He
Where
got
he's
his.
positioned, would he fall off or would he fall onto the deck?
Well, because Ember latches onto his leg and kind of like yanks on it, and so it pulls the foot forward, and so he just kind of falls in place. Whacks his
And
head
she's
on the
sitting on him.
railing as he goes down, but he does not fall off the ship.
And she's sitting on him, probably. He went to the window.
No, just like tearing at the leg. All right, Leia, it is your turn.
Okay, let's see. I'm
You
gonna
got 3
move.
unconscious sailors, 2 big guys, the priestess. That's really all you guys got to worry about.
Okay, I'm gonna use that. Get a little closer. Then I'm gonna do healing words on this guy here.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
And then can I still do crossbow?
Oh yeah, healing
I'm
word's a
gonna
bonus action. That's one of its main draws.
Okay, I'm gonna do crossbow on the blue guy.
Okay. You, however, miss.
Correct.
He misses too. Enya, it is your turn.
Enya is going to put the hunter's mark on. Do the big red one.
Big red?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. That will totally hit. So 9 points plus a d6. $14 points, even better.
Right.
Nice.
All right, it's the two guys on Oceanus. The last, the normal dudes. And yeah, they cannot get past his force field. Okay, he's unconscious. Finea, it is your turn.
Okay. Okay, so the blue guy's prone.
Yep.
Let's see. Does that give him disadvantage or give me advantage?
With
my-
melee attacks, yes. Ranged, it actually gives you disadvantage, except he's big enough, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
I'm gonna...
Yeah, because I'm like, he's like hanging over the railing. I can see his head where I am.
Yeah.
Or I've got a pretty clear shot of it.
Yeah, so just, since we're learning as we're
Head's, like,
going,
right here.
prone means they can only crawl, which is half speed. Standing up takes half their move. They have disadvantage to attack. If you're next to them, you have advantage. Otherwise, you have disadvantage. Except in this case, I'm saying he's so big, that doesn't apply.
Okay. So it's just normal then.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to do guiding bolt.
All right.
Let's see what my skills look like. I think I will do it at a second level. Because this dude looks mean. Please work. Crap.
Yeah, I'm afraid that does miss.
All that work. I don't get to heal
Alright.
anybody.
It's the priestess's turn. She is going to cast Guiding Bolt. And also miss. And her spiritual weapon misses. So she just missed everything. That sailor's unconscious. That sailor's going to use a
Don't
crossbow.
priestess.
She can't hear me.
I think she's getting a little flustered.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Flurry of crossbow bolts from your dudes. Backing you up. Okay. Betty, it's your turn. There's the
Boy.
big guy trying to nom nom you.
Yeah.
And if he gets you down, he could swallow you in, one bite. He's big enough.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna.
Don't get it, Betty.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Black Betty,
Stick-
don't
I'm
get
gonna
it.
Yeah, I'll stick him with the pointy end. Oof.
Okay, your first attack hits because you have advantage. The second attack also hits. So the second attack does 4 points of damage. The first will do 18. So 22 points of damage total.
Nice.
Yeah, you fight quite well with Ember next to you. Because she gets advantage from you, and if she can knock him prone, you get advantage from her.
Yep.
Okay, it's
Good
Oceanus'
little
turn. He's going to try and finish off these two dudes. And they both fail miserably. Dragon's Breath. Well, that's it for them.
Nice.
Yay!
Oof, finally.
He is then going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's as far as he can get.
Welcome to the upper level party, dude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He kind of had 4 dudes on him, but
Yep. We kind of figured he was taking care of his own, but now you can come help us out.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, he's heading towards Finea, but can't get there yet. Big guy! Dun dun dun. Bite. Trident. All 3 will hit.
Uh-oh.
Oh my. Okay,
Ooh. Ooh.
the first hit does 6 points of damage. The second is going to do 26. So
And
that
who is
puts her unconscious.
I was gonna say Betty.
this? Uh-oh.
The third hit is going in an ember.
No! Not the pooch.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
They are both unconscious.
Uh-oh. You done it now, dude.
I feel sleepy. Why has everything gotten dark?
Right.
I'm just gonna lay down here for a moment.
Stay awake.
Okay. Oh, it's the other big guy's turn.
Oh boy.
He moves to here.
Crap.
And he attacks the two guys next to him. The third's already unconscious, but stabilized. Oh, well, actually... No, I'll be nice. He does not... He does not kill either of them.
Not for want of trying.
Well, right now he's just focusing on getting everybody knocked unconscious, so they stop stabbing him. Okay. The dude... Yep. Alright, so at this point, I think only 4 of your sailors are standing.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely.
Yeah. This one here, and then the 3 who are up above, out of harm's reach, more or less. Okay, so the one in the crow's nest is going to shoot. I guess it's the priestess.
Alright, priestess is still around.
Yeah, she's not been very effective, but she's still here. And, well, that's the thing. You gotta realize, remember, she's a priestess. That means cleric spells. What else can clerics do?
Oh, hush you.
She's
Alright,
just
so
gonna forget that.
it's not been her turn. Okay. I need a death save from Ember.
I forgot where to pull.
In her case, just roll Constitution. Straight up. Or just roll a d20, actually. Sorry. Constitution. She
Ooh.
gets worse.
Ouch.
Hey, Leia, it's your turn.
Okay.
Things are getting a little dicey now.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be a pun.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if not for the
Let's see,
big
I'm
guys,
going-
she'd be doing way better. But,
Okay. I'm gonna do the I'm so pretty to whoever needs it the most.
okay. Well, that would be. Let's look around. You can give it to yourself. You can give it to. Oh, Shannon already has it. You can give it to this guy over here.
Which guy? Not. Okay. I'll do that.
Enya doesn't need it. Finea can definitely use it.
Yes.
And I'll do Finea.
That's 3. And then I guess to 2 of the sailors you can see. So we'll give it to this
Okay.
one and this one. So
Okay.
everyone conscious who didn't need it, with the exception of the guy in the crow's nest, but
Okay.
he's relatively safe at the moment.
Okay, and then I can still do a move, right?
Oh, what now?
I can still do an attack, correct?
Yes.
I'm gonna do light crossbow on the red guy.
Okay, you miss. He's actually wearing some armor. Okay, unconscious. Enya, it is your turn.
I'm going to aim my longbow at the red guy.
That will totally hit. So give me your d6 damage. So 16 points off of him. Linnea, it is your turn.
Right. I
Priestess
will...
and two big guys.
Let's see. Okay, the priestess is in range of Sacred Flame, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will try to Sacred Flame her. Oh!
Oh, seriously?
Hey, at least it wasn't an attack from me. I just wasted a double crit on a saving throw.
That's true.
But still! Oh, I'm not doing good. Okay, I was gonna do Healing Word for Betty.
Okay, well, it's the priestess's turn.
Right.
If she gets another crit, I'm
We're-
calling you out on that.
No, no, she misses with her attack,
Good.
and then she is. What's she gonna do? Let's see. She's used at least 3 guiding bolts and a spiritual weapon. Oh. Pfft. That was pathetic. She heals the 3 of them, but only a very small amount. And that's her turn. She did not attack. Okay, 12 points of damage from your 3 dudes up there.
Okay.
And then finally, the last one who's standing still is going to use his scimitar, but he misses. Betty, it's your turn and you're conscious.
Yay! Good for me. Oh, so let's see what we got here. We got an audience.
Right.
She's cheering me along.
You,
I could
yes,
use
she
the.
is. She's helping me
Give her
in
some
bard duty.
encouragement.
Yeah,
She's helping me with bard duty. We're
Yeah.
training her young.
yeah. So let's see. Well, the big guy next to me is still, although with Ember out cold.
Okay. Alright, I'll just need you. Oh, wait, no, actually, you don't get sneak attack.
Right.
But that's still 11 points of damage. Okay. So
Come on, Oceanus.
he is
Do
going
your
to
stuff.
angle his breath weapon up to avoid hitting any of your sailors.
Thank you.
Not a very good roll. That's okay. It doesn't matter. He rolled terribly. Okay. Alright, well, Oceanus is done. He's now engaged the red guy, so hopefully that'll keep him occupied. It's Blue's turn.
Oh, lovely.
He's actually going to move here and go after Leia.
Great.
Miss. I think. No, because you're hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
So he does hit.
Dang, bloodlust.
Yeah, he hit all 3 times because of Bloodlust.
Shoot.
31 points of damage.
Ouch.
However, you had temporary hit points.
Okay.
So you are left with I can math. 3 hit points.
Hey. Lovely.
Okay. And the red guy is going to turn and attack Oceanus. Okay. So the first attack is a 22. Oh, this is bad. even with shield, that still hits.
Oh no.
So how much damage does it do? 6 points. He actually does not take any damage. His shield takes the blow for him.
So,
And he still has temporary hit points as well. And so with that, the trident will miss. The third trident will, however, hit. The third attack. That will do 16 points of damage. Oh, so he loses his 6 from his shield. And then his... Okay, I gotta do math here.
and then
5 temp.
5, 10.
So that's 5 points left. However, he has one last trick up his sleeve.
Ooh.
Okay, Arcane Ward. When you cast an abjuration spell of first level or higher, twice the level of the spell. So he casts Shield, even though it won't help. Because it will recharge his shield a little bit. And that will reduce the damage by a further 2 points, which leaves him taking 3 points of damage. So, he's actually been hurt. It's going to be a lot easier to hit him now. Okay, thanks. Alright, I need Ember to make another death save.
Clicked it.
Okay, it doesn't get worse.
Okay.
Now it's Leia's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna do healing word on myself,
Okay.
and then I'm going to do light crossbow on Mr. Blue.
Okay, so you'll actually not want to do that because he's right next to you.
Oh, okay, so forget that. Then I'm gonna do, I might as well do rapier.
Yeah, so you shift the crossbow to one-handed and stab him. And you actually do hit.
Nice.
He is not looking good.
Phew, yay, good.
Okay. Alright, Enya, it is your turn.
I know I have to hunt smoke on the red, but it sounds like blue is almost finished.
Yes.
So
Go ahead and attack him.
yeah. I did not mean to do that. No, that. Why is oof.
There.
Because he's a humanoid.
Oh right,
Just enough.
right.
Just enough damage. Okay.
Evil weird fish human.
Alright,
I
Nea, it
really-
is your turn.
Okay, who will be 6 good flame accuracy? We can't hear you.
I'm going to assume the priestess.
Oh, now we got you. There we go.
Okay, the priestess. Sacred flame her.
Okay.
Hey.
Dawn?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, then I was gonna word Ember. I was like, what's her name? And I'm out of first level spell slots, by the way. So Ember's better.
Emperor's taking. Happy puppy. Thank you.
Right, your remaining dudes attack. You only hit a little bit. Betty, it is your turn. There's only one target left.
You're welcome, girl.
So let's see here. I'm over there. Move a little closer.
Right, because then you should still have sneak attack because I'm right next to you.
Yeah, well, The important thing for sneak attack is that Oceanus is next to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
Am I close enough to use a melee weapon? Or do I need
Not
to
from
get-
there, no.
No. Do I need to get
You're
closer?
Nah, you have to step on the unconscious guy.
Sorry.
Or, well, yeah.
There.
Fair.
I'll be nice.
You're small enough. You're light. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't hurt that. Oh, sorry. Wrong button. Ignore that second one. I can't read. I'm just clicking buttons all over the place.
Push enough buttons, something will happen.
Yes, exactly. Surely something will work.
Ooh, what does this one
It's
do?
to our favor.
Yeah.
Alright, so 21, 2 points of damage. Okay, he's not looking so good.
Yay. Oceanus.
Now it's
In
Oceanus.
for the kill. In for the kill.
Wow, I have not made a single saving throw against his attacks this entire time.
Good.
Yay.
Darn.
Yes.
He was going to run away on his turn, too.
Well, he didn't take the chance when he had it.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got a lot of hurt people.
Well,
Yes.
Yep. But you have enough time to quickly heal them all, or at least stabilize them before anyone dies between the ones of you still awake.
I guess we'll have enough time for a long rest on our little trip to
yeah.
Well,
where we're
see, here's the trick.
what?
Uh-oh.
Only 5 of the sailors are conscious. So, okay,
Uh-huh.
if you put them to sailing the ship, you can take a long rest and you can put the other 5 to resting. But you're not going to be able to leave port tomorrow. You're going to need at least a few days in port to recuperate.
Well, Enya doesn't. Enya didn't get hit at all.
Well,
Well,
you're,
true. This is mostly I'm talking about your
Oh, yeah.
Your crew.
Our crew.
okay. Well, we didn't expect to get attacked by fish people, with
No.
giant fish people.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nobody expects the fishy inquisition.
So is there
Yeah,
any way
exactly.
to know if this is connected to our friends the snake people, or is this just
The lizard people, yeah.
just lizard people,
Um,
or is this just bad timing, bad luck?
That's a very good question. How do you propose to find out?
Well, where are the corpses?
Yeah.
Well, all
Yeah.
over the place.
Like, do they
Some
Some of
have
them are even frozen.
do they have anything on their persons that would give us a clue?
Extol
Okay,
those.
let's see.
Can I do a perception check to see?
Go ahead. Okay, so on them you find a whole bunch of tridents. They're, mostly made of wood with some, sharpened shells and stuff for tips. Nothing too spectacular there. The big guys have breastplates made from, really large shells. So those are interesting. You might be able to sell those for something as a curiosity. Or a trophy, I guess. The priestesses, let's take a look. What do they have?
So far, it doesn't seem any of them seem to have any iron weapons.
No. No, they don't.
I have a feeling we just
Okay.
invaded on their turf and they didn't like it.
As sad as possible. That's what I'm
Well,
trying to find out.
Yeah, this doesn't.
Yeah.
As far as you know, this isn't their turf. So, I mean, obviously,
Well, it's the
the
ocean.
sea elves freaking hate their guts.
Oh,
Mhm.
Okay, now, the Hagen claim the entire ocean. That's why they hate the sea elves' guts. But you didn't know of any of them nearby, because that would generally be something you would hear about.
Right.
Okay, yeah, the priestess doesn't have anything on her, just her clothes.
Okay, so it's odd that they were here, but there's no indication that it was connected to our current quest.
Right.
Well, I guess we'll just file that away and
May come back to bite us in the butt later.
it may, but I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
I
it
mean,
makes you wonder
on
if our
that
ship
side,
has
no one died
True.
of
Yeah,
your
it was a-
guys.
It was a close thing, but
Actually, out of
Yeah.
curiosity, let's see. There were 10. Yeah, there were 10 Sahagin, so that's 1,000. There were 2 priestesses. 100.
Two of the big guys.
Yep. And in terms of XP, the big guys were worth as much as the rest of them combined.
Oh,
Dang.
it's wild.
whoa. We did good.
Even the baby's impressed.
Yes, she is.
We did real good. Like I said, we make this look good. It might be a little messy, but we make it look good.
Yeah.
Hey, any fight you can walk away from.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Heck, any fight you can limp away from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, we're not using XP totals for this particular campaign, but if we were, that would have gotten you about a third the way to your next level.
Already.
Wow.
Yeah, just that one fight.
Wouch.
Because, yeah, the Barons are... Have I explained challenge ratings to those of you who are new to D&D?
I don't think so.
Think
No.
so.
Okay,
It's
so
good to know.
Yeah, so it's not a hard and fast thing. It's kind of a rough estimate because it will vary wildly depending on what you're playing as and everything else.
Mhm.
But basically, a CR1, challenge rating 1 monster will be
Mhm.
roughly able to take on even terms, a group of 4 first level adventurers.
Okay.
And there are creatures weaker than that, like say a CR 1/2 or a 1/8 or 1/4. And so roughly 4 CR 1/4 monsters should be able to equal to a party of 4 first level adventurers. In this case, the Barons are a CR 5.
Holy
The
cow.
big guys.
Uh-huh.
And so, in theory, one of them could take on a group of 5 adventurers, or 4 fifth level adventurers, and win. It's not
Wow.
completely accurate, and I would probably not ever try. So, for one thing, they should have backup, but that's generally what it means. The priestesses have a CR of 2, mostly because they have spells, and then the Sahagin, the normal ones, are a CR 1/2. But it varies wildly depending on your magic items, your party composition, amount of healing, all of that. I mean, in this case, you also had NPCs with you,
Right.
the sailors and Oceanus.
Right.
That really helped. I mean, I think without the sailors, you probably would have lost the fight.
Right.
Probably, yeah.
Or
And
without
it
us,
helped
the
that-
sailors would have lost the fight.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
And Oceanus
our
having
shit-
his shield.
yeah. Our sheer numbers is basically what did it for us.
Yeah.
Which is good that we had a crew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Oceanus was able to hold his own against, 4 of them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Simply because they couldn't get through his shield.
Right.
So, but it's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, press
Yeah.
on. You arrive in Seaton, still swabbing the deck from blood.
I'm
Oh.
curious, exactly how long
Fish.
was that battle? Like,
That was still less than a minute. It was, I
Cool.
think, maybe 5 rounds, 6 or so.
wow.
Let's
Cool.
see. Oceanus only cast shield, I think, 3 or 4 times. And I think he did pretty much every round except the first. So yeah, that was about 30 seconds of actual fighting.
Wow.
Why do I
You
feel
can
so
go back and
tired
listen.
then?
You can go back and listen to vet and find out. But
I'm gonna
Okay.
need a nap.
all right, so you reach Seaton,
Mm-hmm.
and thanks to the introductory letters
Fight
you have
words.
from the town council and everything, you're able to just straight up buy some ballista from the naval shipyard.
Mhm.
That'll take most of a day to get attached to the boat, properly balanced and all of that. I will find the stats for the ballista here.
Lottie's like, bring on the firepower!
Exactly. I want to
Yep.
fire those cannons.
That would have been useful in our last fight, maybe.
Oh, here we
Yes.
go. Okay, here is. I'll put it in Discord so you can find it again later.
Okay.
But here are the stats on a ballista. It actually takes 3 dudes generally,
Mhm.
because you got 1 person to load and arm it. No, one person to load, 1 person to aim, 1 person to fire.
Okay.
So yeah, 1 action to load, 1 action to aim, 1 action to fire. Plus 6 to hit. Its range is 120 to 480, and does 3d10 damage.
Nice.
So it is pretty good. You got 1 on the bow, 1 on the stern.
Okay.
So up here in front, up here in back. Now you might want to consider taking on some extra crew.
Yes.
It will cost, but you could get. Well, in Seaton, you could certainly find some Marines also if you were interested.
Okay.
And if you really wanted to spend the money, you could find some veterans or some tougher dudes.
That would probably be helpful. I mean,
Yeah.
the ones we had were great, and we'll hang on to some of them, but
Mhm.
it's
We might want some seasoned professionals helping us
Yes.
out.
Yeah. Well, and see, like I said, this is the reason why you have Marines.
Uh-huh.
Sailors can fight, but that's not what they're trained in. Marines can't really sail, but they can fight.
Right.
Let's see. So
I think we pull out some of our rainy day funds and
yes.
use wisely.
Because we would be saving money, but you can't spend money if you're dead.
Yep.
Exactly.
okay. All right. So it's 8:30 here. It's what 10:30 over where you guys are.
Mhm.
10:30 and 9:30. Yep.
Yeah. So do we want to end it there, or do we want to go on a little longer?
I'm fine either way.
Well,
Mm.
I heard Alex complaining, and
Because the next step would be trying to recruit some Marines for your ship. So what's the vote then?
well, I think I need to get these 2 into bed, or at least one of them. I would keep going if they were being cooperative, but they're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll call it
Sorry.
here then.
Yeah.
We'll pick up next week as you've arrived in Seaton. And you're waiting for your crew to heal and the ballista to be installed. And you're interested in banking, perhaps
Yes.
some shopping.
And recruiting some mariners.
Yep. Now,
We're just gonna do a little bit of everything.
Yep.
And this is a good place to do it.
just because I like tormenting you, I would point out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have enough room for the crew down in the hold.
Uh-huh.
How many did we
If-
lose?
You didn't actually lose anybody.
Oh, okay.
It was really close, but you didn't.
Okay.
Okay.
So depending on if you leave Oceanus in his cabin, you have room for 3 or 4 Marines. If you
Okay.
put him somewhere else, you could probably fit in 5 or 6.
Well, let's see what we can get.
Yeah.
Just because I'm tormenting your character.
Uh-huh.
And it's funny.
Well, yeah. Or let's be honest, isn't mine camping out on the floor? I guess I could. He could bunk with me.
Well, I'll work on the next episode of as the ship turns.
Yeah.
That will be funny. I look forward to seeing it.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Yep. I'm a writer. I love tormenting characters. It's funny.
I always had a feeling that it's all those favorite things. Now I know for a fact.
Yeah.
It
It
varies.
is. It is. You know how many times he's been writing, and then I hear him like giggling to himself, and he's like,
Hey,
"I'm
now,
tormenting
there are
this
different
character."
variations. I put them through a lot of crap, but they will generally get their happy ending. They just have to earn it first.
Yeah. You're kind of
Other-
like me with my
Other
fanfic.
authors let
I
them torment them and just kill them off messily. I don't know.
I put characters through emotional ringers, then I let them. Okay, you've been wumped enough. Happy ending time.
Now I'm totally worried about like what's gonna happen with our characters.
Yeah.
Well, that's one tricky bit. I have killed player characters before, and I will again at some point.
Uh-oh.
So that's not totally up to me.
Well, it's the dice too.
Lottie doesn't
Okay.
like
Yeah.
that idea at
Yeah.
all.
Oh no, she doesn't. Like, Daddy, you're being way too mean.
Yep.
Yep, Lottie, we agree.
All right.
All right. Well, I better go get her and her brother figured out.
I will.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fun. Do you want me to actually make up some full-blown NPCs for the guys you can hire?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess so. That'd
Okay,
be
so
fun.
I'll give them actual personalities and abilities and stuff.
Sweet.
It'll be a little
Sweet.
costlier because they'll be tougher, but
That's what we want.
Yeah.
If you got a ship, you got a crew.
We're protecting our investment.
And if we want to sit.
Okay,
That's
then I will
we're
spend a
gonna have to
week
spend it
and
with
come
cash.
up with some veteran NPCs to potentially hire. I'll give you a few options to.
Okay.
Sweet.
I need
Alrighty.
another
Awesome.
excuse to make more characters.
He's been making good use of his Father's Day present with that.
Yes, I
Yes.
still
Like
well. Okay, so I spent probably like 5 or 6 hours figuring out how a wizard with nothing but wizard spells could build themselves a fortress.
I was reading that. That was something.
Yeah, and I refined it since then, and it would take you 15 months, but you could totally do it.
Wow.
And we're talking like it's a deep wall that encloses a 100-foot square area. The keep wall is 10 feet thick, 20 feet tall, with 4 towers at each corner, and then that's just the beginning of the craziness.
Sweet.
Yep. Oh,
Yeah, I will work on that. If you have any preferences for race and or gender of any of them, let me know. I'll work that in.
okay.
We could do with another member of the female persuasion, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, right now the crew is just defaulted to male, so
Yeah.
all right. I will.
We'll see who shows up to the job interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, taverns attract some pretty colorful characters. Depending
Yes.
on where.
yeah,
Which
Literally
ones you're
and
looking at.
figuratively.
Figuratively. Yeah.
Yes. Everything. Every meaning of that word is applicable here.
Sweet.
Quite.
To be continued. Until next time, stay safe, adventurers.
You have been listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. You can find more episodes and information at thefivishfangirls.com. Any and all books, movies, games, and any other forms of media mentioned are owned and operated by the respective copyright holders. No copyright infringement is intended or implied. If you wish to support the show, the easiest way is to leave us a rating and review More ratings and reviews will make it easier for others to find the show. If you wish to support us monetarily, you can do so at patreon.com/5ishfangirlspodcast. All money goes towards fees and equipment to keep the show going. For official 5ish Fangirls merchandise, visit redbubble.com/people/5ishfangirls. We love hearing from our listeners and encourage feedback. You can email us at 5ishfangirls@gmail.com. You can also like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/5ishfangirls. Thank you so much for listening, and may the squee be with you.